Be tough to forget this evening. How about your surroundings here at Valcour Bay? And hopefully we'll have a memorable fight as well. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
Time for our tale of the tape. And it's Shawn Porter. He came in 3 pounds under that, 157. He's 5'6" tall and has a reach of close to 70 inches. And he'll be facing Patrick the Patriot Rockhold, who's 6'1" tall and weighed in at 175 pounds.
The taller of the two needs to use that long jab, use those long sweeping hooks and uppercuts just to keep them off and just keep that distance.
And it's showtime. Shawn Porter, the 2-time welterweight champion of the world, born in Ohio, but fighting out of Las Vegas, USA. Patriot Patrick Rockhold, fighting out of Wolfenbüttel, Germany.
Just take note, Todd. Check out the reach. Check it out.
And now for the official introductions. We turn it over to the world-renowned Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 15 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Northeast Ohio, here is a welterweight champion of the world, Showtime, Shawn Porter. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Germany, here is a European super middleweight champion, the Patriot, Patrick Rockhold.
And, of course, we fight outside today, Johnny, and that's going to put a little extra strain on both of these fighters' conditioning.
Right. You've got the fresh air, you've got the breeze, but you've got the fans baying for your blood, wanting to see you win or lose.
No doubt about it, this was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. You can't imagine how bad these fighters want to get their hands on each other. The courage on display here is incredible. That jab doesn't score. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Hook misses. Not a lot of defense here at all. These fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Hard, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right, concentrate.
Punch, counter punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Shawn Porter.
Switch on.
And there's the bell for round 2. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
You'd like to see more jabs. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Should we be surprised if these two fighters go the distance tonight, considering how much they've emphasized their physical fitness? I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Sean Porter just got rocked. And now they're right back into the fray.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. That can never happen.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Right hook misses. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sean. There's the bell to start round 3. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
You're a power puncher. You're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Look at the hand speed and footwork between these two elite-level middleweights. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Oh, Patrick Rokal right now stumbling around. Let's talk about Sean. Back at it in round 4. Got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now they're going to find out.
Trying to land that jab. That counter shot lands. Nice counter shot. They blocked the jab. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, John.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about... Here's the bell to start round 5. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Nice counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
He scores with the counter. And that jab just missed with the left hand. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Both men step back for just a moment. When you've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses, how do you deal with it?
So you're getting in there with somebody that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
He parries that left jab away. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about... Let's start the 6th. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And that could be the beginning of the end for Rocco. But here we go again, back into the fire.
Now they've got to wake up, they've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sean Porter in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes,
Smart.
Here we go. It's round 7. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. How about that time counter shot? You don't want to trade shots. Jab slightly off target. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The jab doesn't quite connect. He threw a punch and just got countered. Patrick Rocco seeing cobwebs. Talk about Sean Porter in that last round. I promise you all. There's the bell to start round 8. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Oh, he's going to drop his arms down here. Not sure that's the wisest decision. You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You'd like to see more jabs. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about shot. Both fighters starting to get tired as we start round 9. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him.
Hold on, got to cut you off here, Johnny. And that could be the beginning of the end for Rocco. It appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping. stopping and shooting. This round is still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. You'd like to see more jabs. Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
punch and shoot. Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight. Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
A very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Sean Porter in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Come on, you're better than that. You've done all your work all the way through, Cam. Get out.
Just the same again.
And here comes the 10th round. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter. Both men step back for just a moment. There's a counter shot. Do you believe what we are seeing? Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think them. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Straight right just misses. Good counter punch. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always, you know, the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Sean Porter in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
It's when you talk about championship material.
This is the 11th we've entered the championship rounds. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Perfect counter shot. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Did you see that? Oh, Patrick Rocol right now stumbling around. How did they survive that?
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Sean Porter in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
You cannot gas out if you prepared right, slept right.
On to the 12th. How much is left in their tank after last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sean Porter in that last round. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
Don't be looking there for one shot at a time.
And there's the bell to start the round. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
What are they doing that now? Are they trying to get an early round? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
They exchange punches. Missed him with that uppercut. Well done with that counter shot. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. The judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
You'd like to see more jabs. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Work the body, frustrate.
And down goes Patrick Rocol. Let's see that again.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot! You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.